Oh wait, shit, where's my notepad? So, let me start this video by saying I'm not a game critic, alright? I'm not exactly good at giving feedback, but I'm gonna try my best to explain my personal problems with Terminal Attack in the finals. I've played a lot of the finals more recently. In just this season alone, I've racked up over 100 hours. I have given Terminal Attack a fair chance, tried very hard to enjoy it, but it's just not there. And now I've got some real notes as to why Terminal Attack isn't very good. And how I think I can improve it, or how the devs could improve it, not how I could improve it. So I just wanted to start by talking about like the core problems with the game mode as a whole. I think that Terminal Attack is against the game's appeal. So when I play the finals, I want a fast-paced action game where I'm breaking into buildings, gunning people down, running and gunning, and that to me is fun. I love the fast-paced arcade game mode. The moment you take away that fast-pacedness, I don't think it becomes as fun. I think they did power shift okay. I don't have a problem with power shift. So it's definitely not. It's not the two-team structure, which I think is an issue. I think it is just more this game mode specifically has its own issues. So what do I mean by it's against the core concept of the game? Well, Terminal Attack is a game mode that rewards players for playing slow and methodical, similar to that of CSGO and Valorant, although I'm gonna try and avoid talking about both of those like that because this game is not CSGO or Valorant. But I think that the game mode as a whole is quite uninspired and boring, right? So if you don't know how Terminal Attack works, there's two teams, each with 5 players, and one team starts out as attacking while the other starts out as defending. I'm already very much against the idea of roles within this game mode, but I'll talk about that later. So the team that's attacking has this key, or like a terminal key, and they have to put this in the defender's terminal, which is like a bomb. Think of it as, again, CSGO or Valorant, where they have to plant the bomb, and then the terminal has 40 seconds, a minute. I know I said I played this a lot, but I don't remember off the top of my head. There's a certain amount of time for the defenders to defuse the bomb once it's been planted in the terminal. That's how it works. That is the game mode. The biggest feature in the game mode is that there's no respawns. Once you're dead, you have to wait for the next round to begin. If all 5 players on your round are eliminated, then that's the round over. And it's first team to 7 points in competitive. And the destruction from each round carries over until I think it resets at the half. I know that they've altered or changed it a little bit. I'm not entirely sure of the specifics at this moment. The problem is, when they set these strict rules, there's gonna be a meta, you know? There's gonna be, like in every video game, there's gonna be something that's better than other things. In this, it's the light class. The light class in Terminal Attack, as most people know, is really strong because in Terminal Attack you're not allowed the medigun or the healing beam from the medium, which means medium only really has the turret. No one's gonna use the dematerializer, so you can't heal your teammates, but you yourself can only heal back to half your full HP, which is pretty lame, and also gives the opportunities for light players to just pick you off really quickly. Another problem with Terminal Attack is I don't think it can ever be balanced. I think there's always going to be something that's broken. So for example, right now a big crux of it is that you can only regen to half HP. Well, let's say you can regen to full HP. I think that that's going to make light players pretty I think they'll probably make light players pretty redundant, as right now they're only really good for cloaking and picking off players who are low. Although I could be wrong, like I say, I'm not well informed by any means. Okay, the biggest problem I have with this personally is the competitive is extremely unfair, and by that there's I got a list here of the things wrong with comp. Uneven gains and losses. So I realized sometimes if I win a game, I might gain 600 SR, something like that. And if I lose a game, I could lose up to 1000. Now, this seems to vary on how close the game was. So if I lost, but it was only by like 2 points, I might lose a lot less than I would if I got like 7-0'd. It also apparently depends on everyone's ranking within the game. So how it works is each 5 players have like a rating that puts them into a rank, and their total rating will show up as like that team's rating, that whole team's rating. So if a team that has a combined rating of 70,000 wins against a team that has a rating of 50,000, they're not gonna rank up as much because they're going against basically worse players. Although I don't think it does work like that. I've played some games where we've been marginally better than the enemies and dominated them, and I've still only got like that 600. But then sometimes I'll just randomly get 1100. So I'm not sure. I don't think it has a rhyme or reason, nor do I think it gives you more rank for individual like standout performances. You don't get like a performance bonus like in Valorant, for example, I don't think. Teams can be super unbalanced. I'll throw up some screenshots now, but you will see just some ridiculous ranked games where there'll be 20,000 elo, 20,000 elo, 20,000, 70,000. Like, there'll just be some crazy matches. Also, a lot of like unranked players or new players to the game mode getting matched with people that they probably shouldn't be getting matched with. And if there's someone who's unranked, then their average rank at the end of that game, like when it shows your team's average score, that'll show as 0, so it lowers the average a lot. So if your whole team has a combined of 50,000, but then you've got one guy who's unranked, your team average is going to drop to 40,000. I think that could be bad math, but yeah, something about that. And that in and of itself is a problem, because if you lose against a team which has a player of 0 rating, but they're a really good player, then that team's average is going to be really low, and you won't get much points or much rank for beating that really good team. Anyway, this is getting way too specific. I'll try and keep it general. Too easy to D-rank and difficult to rank up. So there's this problem that I've seen. I call it the 50-50 method, or the 50-50 problem. So I'm going to take Valorant for example again. Alright, let's say I'm playing Valorant and I win a game and I do really well in that game. The lower ranks, you gain more rank, but you lose less rank if you lose and still like do decently. So if you're a good player, you can lose, and you'll lose, let's say, 7 rank. Alright, you lose 7, as it's called, RR. So I win 7 RR, I lose 7 RR, sorry. But I win, I do really well, and I'll gain 30. So I can just keep winning, and then gaining a lot, and then losing, gaining a little bit. So if I win 3 games and lose 3 games, I would have profited at the end of it, because I'm better than the rest of the people in that like ranked group, which means, you know, I'm inclined to a ranked promotion or whatever, okay? But the thing is with the finals, all of the ranks are you win 1,000, you lose 1,000, you win 1,000, you lose 1,000. It doesn't seem like there's any leniency for any of the ranks. So again, in Valorant, when you get to those higher ranks, it's really difficult to climb because you're basically winning what you lose. So let's say I'm now an Ascendant. I win and I gain 20 RR. I lose, and I lose 20 RR. So I'm gaining 20, losing 20, gaining 20, losing 20. And if your win rate is 50%, then your rank isn't gonna move. But if you're in a lower rank and your win rate's 50%, you're still gonna be going up because you're getting more RR. You're not in this constant boomeranging kind of status. So in the finals, no matter what rank you are, if you win, you're not going to gain a lot, but if you lose, you're going to lose a lot. You're in this 50-50 because you can win 1,000, but you can easily lose 1,000 the next match. So, and that's even in the lower ranks as well. So it doesn't make any sense for that. I think definitely through the lower ranks, oh god, my hair's messed up. I think that definitely through the lower rank, you should be able to gain more and lose less. And then in the higher ranks, you get back to that, you know, win 20, lose 20, win 20, lose 20 kind of state that Valorant has. Because that just makes it really difficult to get out of those lower ranks. And then the additional disadvantage of that is that lower ranks are saturated with better players, meaning that you've got Andy over here who's been gold all his life, just win, lose, win, lose, win, lose, but he's played so much that he's better than everyone in his rank, but he just can't get out because, I don't know, his teammates suck and he's just gaining nothing because he's playing against low elo players, lower elo than himself. So you can see the problem here that this creates. I don't think the game mode is ready for ranked. I don't think Embark gave it that much thought pushing it into ranked. Like, this mode basically just came out and they were like, hey, we're gonna put this into ranked, see how that goes. But when you're introducing these competitive game modes, they need to be competitive, which means everyone needs to be on the same playing field. And I don't think that this game mode is the best showing of skill in the game. I think Cash Out was a lot better determining factor for skill, personally. Again, it's just my opinion. Yeah, so that's what I think the problems are with Terminal Attack. But the main one being is that the competitive scaling, I think, is quite unfair. And again, those lower ranks are very saturated with better players, I guess I could say. How I would make Terminal Attack good, alright? How I'd make it better, alright? So I went for a little bit more of a capture the flag kind of rules, mixed with this Valorant CSGO idea if they really wanted to keep that. So I'd keep it as a 5v5 and I would have infinite respawns until something happens. So I got a little map here. I got a little map here, alright? Something just fell out of the book. So over here, we got Team 1 and we have Team 2. So they both have these spawn points, and the terminal key would spawn in the middle here, right? Now both teams would be gunning for this key, and both of them would be fighting for the key to put it in the other team's terminal. So like I say, it would be infinite respawns, and the teams would run over, get the key, take it to the enemy's terminal, because what this does is it gives your team options. It gives you more decision making. So it's going to be, am I going to go and fight for that key, or am I going to wait at our terminal, try and like lock it down, you know, and play like the counter attack sort of thing. So I think that would create an interesting dynamic. I just want to say, I think this would be good to experiment with. I'm not saying this would be better, this would be the best game mode ever. It's just something I came up with. I thought it'd be a little bit fun, and it would be really cool if they tried it out. So back to the game mode, there would be infinite respawns until the key is put in one of these terminals, and then it will go back to the original rules where if you die, you can't respawn. So let's say Team 1 puts the key in Team 2's terminal. At that point, Team 2 have got 60 seconds to defuse the bomb until the decryption is completed or before the bomb goes off. But from that point of insurgent, there will be no respawns for either team. So it still maintains that urgency. You need to quickly defuse the bomb carefully, but getting rid of respawns, I think, can still be used in a decent way here. That way, if you do die, you won't be dead for long, and you'll just be able to hop in the next round. The reason I say that this would be better is because with the infinite respawns and with the teams fighting over this key, it'll be something similar to Bank It, with that high octane, fast-paced combat that we're used to. Something that fits and suits the game a little bit better, in my opinion. And that is the purpose of the infinite respawns, to maintain it. I'm not sure what the spawn timers would be or anything, but yeah. Now, about the maps, I think that the maps would be a bit possibly too big for this. I'd love to see it being tried on like Monaco, maybe Skyway Stadium, but I think that the maps are too big for this kind of game mode, you know, where each team has like their little base and a key in the middle. I think introducing new maps, like 3-laned maps, you know, I don't want to relate it to like Call of Duty, but 3-lane maps where, you know, you can just respawn, quickly dive in, have plenty of jump pads and zip lines that will get you to that middle, to that key, to that action as fast as you can to maintain the pace of the game. Although maybe this could be done in the maps that we have currently. So yeah, that's my idea for what you could do to make terminal attack more enjoyable. I don't know, I think it would be cool to see. Yeah, that's it. Have a good one.